everybody. I'm Kathleen Byram, and I would like to talk to you about bugs playing. It is a scientific fact, I think, that bugs play. Lots of animals play. Cows play. I've seen that. Obviously, cats and dogs play. Donkeys play. Probably everything plays. But I don't think that people understand that bugs have personalities. They play. And this is a little bit of information about it. For a long time, play was considered the exclusive domain of mammals and birds. But recent rigorous research has shifted that perspective significantly. To determine if a behavior is truly play, rather than just a stress response or a survival mechanism, researchers typically used a set of established criteria, often attributed to ethologist Gordon Burghardt. For an action to be considered play, it must lack an immediate function. It isn't for feeding, mating, or shelter. Be voluntary and spontaneous. The animal chooses to do it and is not forced. Be inherently rewarding. The animal engages in it for the sake of the activity itself. That reminds me of the fox jumping on the trampoline over and over, having such a fun time. Be unusual or exaggerated. The movements differ from normal functional activities. Occur in a relaxed state. The animal is not under stress or threat. Here is the current scientific consensus on insect play. The bumblebee experiments. The most widely cited breakthrough in this field came from Queen Mary University of London, where researchers observed bumblebees interacting with small wooden balls. Bees were given a choice between a path to food and a path to an area with wooden balls. Despite receiving no food or reward for the balls, the bees repeatedly chose to interact with them, rolling them over and over. It's considered play because the bees engaged in this behavior without any training or intrinsic reward, and they did it repeatedly. Some bees rolled balls over 100 times. They also showed a preference for the location where they had previously played, suggesting the activity was intrinsically rewarding. Patterns observed. Interestingly, younger bees played more than the older ones, and males played longer than females. Trends that mirror play behavior seen in many juvenile animals. Passive play. Fruit flies and carousels. This reminds me of the little flea circus in the cartoon. In early 2025, a study involving vinegar flies, Drosophila melanogaster, provided evidence for what researchers called play-like behavior involving external forces. The experiment. Flies were placed in a glass arena containing small, rotating carousels. The findings. While many flies avoided the carousels, a subset of the population voluntarily and repeatedly chose to jump onto them, letting themselves be spun around. Scientific hypothesis. Researchers suggest this might be a way for the flies to receive exafferent stimulation, essentially moving their bodies through the environment to help them calibrate their internal sensors and improve their own self-perception. Now, you wouldn't think of wasps as being playful. You think of wasps as being mean. But before the definitive bumblebee studies, some researchers looked at social interactions in paper wasps. In the months before winter hibernation, wasps have been observed engaging in behavior that looks like play fighting, raising their heads, beating antennae, and biting and licking each other. While this looks similar to the play fighting seen in young mammals to establish social hierarchy, some scientists remain cautious. It is still debated whether this is truly play or if it serves a subtle, long-term function in establishing dominant hierarchies that the wasps will need later in spring. Maybe it's both. Why does this matter? Sentience. If insects seek out play, it suggests they may experience positive emotional states, indicating a higher level of cognitive and emotional complexity than previously assumed. Scientists are currently exploring if play acts as a training ground for insects, helping them develop motor skills, problem-solving abilities, and even social competence without the high stakes of actual life or death situations. And here's a question for you. Does the idea of insects having positive emotional states change how you view them when you see them in your garden? How do you feel about insects? Leave me a note at the bottom if you would. And please like and subscribe if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.